Welcome, real fans. Let's rewind to 1974, a year of cinematic gold. Imagine a world before Netflix and even VHS tapes. People actually left their houses, braved the elements, and paid good money to see movies on the big screen. Shocking, I know. Today we're counting down the top 10 biggest box office hits of 1974. We're talking Platform Shoes, Disco Fever, and movies that were, actually good. Buckle up because we're diving into a time when special effects meant something other than a green screen and sequels weren't guaranteed moneymakers. These films earned their place in history, captivating audiences and leaving a lasting impact on cinema. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready for a wild ride through the box office giants of 1974. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a film that proves you can't judge a movie by its lack of explosions. Murder on the Orient Express brought Agatha Christie's classic whodunit to life, and boy did it deliver. Picture this: a train stalled in the snow, a murder most foul, and a cast so star-studded it would make your head spin faster than a roulette wheel in Monte Carlo. We're talking about legends like Albert Finney, Lauren Bacall, Ingrid Bergman, and Sean Connery, just to name a few. This movie was basically the 70s equivalent of The Avengers, only with more witty banter and fewer explosions. Murder on the Orient Express raked in a cool $35 million at the box office, proving that sometimes all you need is a good mystery and a stellar cast to keep audiences on the edge of their seats. Coming in at number 9, we've got a film that's about as charmingly rough around the edges as its star, the one and only Burt Reynolds. In The Longest Yard, Reynolds plays a washed-up quarterback who ends up, you guessed it, in the slammer. Now, you wouldn't think a movie about prison would be a box office smash, but trust me, this ain't no Shawshank Redemption. This is Burt Reynolds we're talking about. We've got football, we've got car chases, and we've got enough hilarious one-liners to make you wish you'd paid more attention in gym class. The Longest Yard sacked a respectable $43 million at the box office, proving that America has a soft spot for redemption stories, especially when they involve Burt Reynolds in a football uniform. At number 8, we've got a heartwarming tale that proves sometimes all you need is a big, furry friend to win over audiences. The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams wasn't your typical action-packed blockbuster, but it struck a chord with families across the nation, raking in an impressive $45 million. This movie had it all: breathtaking scenery, a gentle giant with a heart of gold, and enough animal hijinks to make even the most cynical viewer crack a smile. It was like Lassie meets Jeremiah Johnson with a touch of Gentle Ben thrown in for good measure. The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams reminded everyone that sometimes the simplest stories are the most powerful. Hold on to your tray tables, folks, because at number 7, we're taking off with Airport 1975. This disaster flick took the already successful Airport formula, cranked up the star power, and threw in enough near-death experiences to make you swear off flying for life. Seriously, this movie had everything: a mid-air collision, a blind pilot, a plucky stewardess played by Charlton Heston, yes, you read that right, and more drama than a soap opera set in an airplane hangar. Airport 1975 soared to a $47 million box office haul, proving that audiences in the 70s had a thing for watching other people's travel plans go hilariously and terrifyingly wrong. At number 6, we've got a film so iconic, so brilliantly crafted, it makes you want to kiss the ring of Francis Ford Coppola. The Godfather Part 2 wasn't just a sequel. It was a cinematic masterpiece that somehow managed to surpass the original in both scope and ambition. This time around, we delve deeper into the Corleone family saga, witnessing Michael's Al Pacino chilling transformation from war hero to ruthless mob boss. And let's not forget the young Vito Corleone, played with quiet intensity by Robert De Niro. This film is a masterclass in storytelling, with stunning visuals, unforgettable performances, and a haunting score that will stay with you long after the credits roll. The Godfather Part 2 earned a whopping $57.3 million at the box office and cemented its place as one of the greatest films ever made. Coming in at number 5, we've got a disaster movie that literally shook things up at the box office. Earthquake wasn't just a film, It was an experience. This was the movie that introduced Sensurround.
Your attention, please. Earthquake will be shown in the startling new multi-dimension of Sensurround.
A then revolutionary sound technology that made audiences feel like they were right in the middle of the action. And trust me, with a title like Earthquake, you wanted to be in the middle of the action. We're talking about buildings crumbling, streets cracking, and Charlton Heston, again, doing his best to outrun Mother Nature's wrath. It was loud, it was chaotic, and it was a massive hit, raking in a staggering $79 million. Now we go on to our number 4 film at the box office. 1974 seemed to be the year of Mel Brooks, with his first of 2 films to show up on our list. The first of which brought in a staggering $87 million at the box office. In December of 1974, laughs were alive with Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, a hilarious parody of the classic Universal horror film Frankenstein. A huge success with critics and audiences alike. Gene Wilder stars in the film as the distant grandson of the infamous Dr. Frankenstein, who reanimated the dead with whom he does not want to be associated, and insists that his surname is pronounced Frankenstein. When a solicitor informs him that he has inherited his family's estate in Transylvania after the death of his great-grandfather, the Baron Beaufort von Frankenstein, Frederick travels to Europe to fall into the same mistakes his great-great-grandfather made, only this time with side-splitting results that will keep you in stitches, just like Peter Boyle's portrayal of the monster. The supporting cast is pitch perfect, and it would help Young Frankenstein become one of the greatest comedies of all time to this day. The budget was under $3 million and used actual props from Bride of Frankenstein to make it feel like we had been exported back to the world of the Universal horror pictures and help the film have a life after death. Hold on to your hats, folks, because at number 3, we've got a film that's 1 part martial arts extravaganza, 1 part social commentary, and all parts badass. The Trial of Billy Jack was unlike anything audiences had ever seen before. This movie was a bona fide phenomenon, taking on racism, corruption, and social injustice with a fury that resonated deeply with audiences. We're talking about intense fight scenes, thought-provoking dialogue, and a hero who could breakdance his way out of any situation. The Trial of Billy Jack wasn't just a movie. It was a cultural moment, sparking conversations and challenging viewers to confront the injustices of the time. It was a box office sensation, earning a whopping $89 million and solidifying its place as one of the most important films of the decade. Get ready to climb to new heights of cinematic thrills, because at number 2, we've got The Towering Inferno. This disaster epic took the classic trapped in a tall building scenario and set it ablaze with an all-star cast, groundbreaking special effects, and enough suspense to melt your popcorn. We're talking about Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, Faye Dunaway, and a whole lot of very flammable building materials. This film was a technical marvel, featuring some of the most realistic fire effects ever put on screen. Audiences flocked to theaters to witness the spectacle, making The Towering Inferno a box office behemoth, raking in a staggering $116 million. Saddle up, partners, because at number 1, we've got the comedy that redefined what it meant to be funny. Blazing Saddles was a cinematic revolution, a hilarious and subversive masterpiece that skewered racism, Hollywood conventions, and pretty much everything else in its path. This was Mel Brooks at his absolute best, delivering a non-stop barrage of jokes, slapstick, and musical numbers that left audiences gasping for air between fits of laughter and farts. Blazing Saddles was more than just a comedy. It was a cultural phenomenon, sparking conversations and challenging societal norms with its fearless brand of humor. It rode off into the sunset with a record-breaking $119.5 million at the box office, cementing its place as one of the funniest and most important comedies ever made. That was a blast from the past with the top box office hits of 1974. Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. From gritty crime dramas to side-splitting comedies, these films showcase the incredible range and artistry of 1974 cinema. They made us laugh, they made us cry, and they reminded us of the power of storytelling and gas. What are some of your favorite memories of these classic films? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more nostalgic countdowns. We'll be back soon on the Real Fans channel with more trips down memory lane, exploring the biggest and best films from every year. Until then, keep on rewinding.